Yep, I'll start with a very brief introduction. Most of you here know me already. I am Dawn Jett. I'm the co-founder of Spruce Micro, and I am behind all the protocols that have created the results that you see on our portfolios across social media. We see patients in the clinic at our local clinic in Broussard, Louisiana, for microneedling and customized skincare protocols, and we see patients around the world, primarily around the United States, all over virtually with customized skincare protocols that create amazing results without coming in. And so Melissa is one of our virtual patients who has gotten amazing, amazing results. I posted her photos yesterday. So you can get a look of what her skin looked like before, what it looks like now. You can see her here on video. She looks amazing. But I'll let her get started with her story because if I keep going, y'all already know I don't shut up. So I'm gonna let her go ahead and get going with her story. So tell us, how you guys started, what you tried in the past, all those good things, and what your journey was like, and all that good stuff.
Perfect. Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. I'm excited to be here. My name is Melissa Crow. I have struggled with melasma, I would say probably since about 2018. I actually printed a picture. So I remember I did 22 years in the military, and I used to be stationed in San Diego. So I happened to be visiting a friend, and we decided to go to the beach and laid out for a bit, had some drinks, and I think brought some food to the beach, whatever. And we went inside because later we were ready to go eat dinner. And she was like, "You have something on your nose." And I remember we thought it was maybe ashes where people would do bonfires and there's like ashes stuck in the sand. And I thought maybe I had got a swipe of ash on my nose. And, anyways, I was taking a shower and it was just this brown spot right there. So I remember, and it was looked
Oh
just
yeah.
like that. And it
Mm-hmm.
happened instantly. It was just instant. The first time ever. Probably like most of us, I never really sunscreened too much. And if I did, it wasn't often or repetitively throughout the day. And I just remember being so disappointed because I felt like I had this brown spot on my nose. And then it's embarrassing because people are always like, "Oh, well, whose ass are you kissing?" Or whatever, like kind of like you're a brown noser. And it just was kind of this joke that we had, for a while, and being in the military, whatever it kind of was. But, and then from there, it just, started
Yeah.
spreading throughout the face, and it was just, on the cheeks, and it was okay at first because I just remember thinking, it kind of looked like freckles, or I'm getting older, or whatever, I guess you kind of try to justify it. Um, Later, I got stationed in Virginia, and by then it was getting really terrible. And I actually saw a really good dermatologist slash like plastic surgeon that was specialized in a lot of skincare. And one thing he had talked about that I know Dawn talked about, my very first introduction and trying to see if I wanted to go along with this program, was that it's the heat that gets you. And he kind of just explained how, when you sear a steak or a piece of meat, the blood might leak out and then it's got that nice char. And basically that's the way, he kind of related it to skin. So I actually started on Obagi products probably around 2018 was when I tried to start taking my skincare a little bit more serious. And I was on an Obagi specific only line, and it was helping, but they kind of like do the titration phase too. You have to come off of certain things and then get on different things. And so, when you're off certain things, not like Spruce Micro though, the pigment would come back. And so then I did a very deep chemical peel, and that was very nice because the all of the pigment I thought went away, and then surely over time it just started to come back again. Um, so that was kind of 2018, tried the chemical pills, tried that. The newest and latest, kind of greatest before hearing about Spruce Micro was muesli. So I kind of was doing muesli for a while, which is a little bit similar. Had some good results, but again, you kind of come on and off products and the pigment comes back. So it's frustrating because you just want something that is consistent. So then I started with Spruce Micro July of last year. So it's
Mhm.
been less than a year. And for those of you that saw my results, I'm gone. It's all gone. Everything is
Awesome.
pretty much
Yeah.
gone. Yeah, I'm so happy. And I mean, I can say being in the military, I was always in the healthcare field. So just traveling and different things like that. And not that any field matters more than any others, but when you're in the healthcare field and I didn't like how my face looked,
Mhm.
and you're the face of the whoever it is that you're seeing, that you're
Right.
representing doctors and nurses and different things like that. And I just know it was very disappointing. And, it is a self confidence or loss of confidence kind of thing and self esteem. But that's kind of how my journey started there. Yeah.
So, how long did it take before you started seeing results once you started our corrective protocol?
I would probably say, well, right, I mean, almost immediate. I don't want to say immediately, but after that first check-in, because I think I remember, at the end, I kind of try to include my thoughts of, well, this is what I thought worked well, or I'm kind of disappointed because I thought, whatever, because then you give your feedback very thoroughly. And I remember saying it looked better, but I felt like some spots darkened at first. And
Mhm.
then your immediate reply was that that's normal because, we're getting down to those deeper layers. So while maybe some layers might not have been as deep, it does look better in certain areas, but then other areas, it can get darker for a little bit. But
Right.
you don't notice it. It's almost like when you lose weight, like you don't realize you've lost weight because you're just in your body all the time and you see yourself every day. So when I went for that first check in and I compared my pictures, that's when I saw, holy cow, in those first 2 months, even though I thought it got darker, it was drastically already different in my
Mhm.
opinion. But you don't notice it till you look at pictures.
And
Yeah.
also, what I think too is that, like, whenever you start treating the skin barrier, like everything lightens and everything just starts looking
Hmm.
good. So, when that little bit of pigment is left, like sometimes you see things that you didn't see before because
Right.
everything about the skin starts looking so much better. But you're right, like sometimes, like some spots you'll start to notice more than you did before, but they quickly go away. And I
Yes.
mean, here you are almost a year later
Hmm.
and still pigment free, looks great. And so the difference with us is, there's a lot of great lines out there, but the whole difference with us is that we guide you the entire way. So
Hmm.
everybody's skin's different. Your skin's going to react differently to a product this year than it did last year. Our bodies are changing. Our aggressors change all the time. We're getting older, hormones, all those things. And so we're here to guide you the entire way. And then whenever we titrate, we do it very differently than everyone else does. And I also do my corrective protocols quite a bit different as well.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we work with Obagi, we work with Hydrinity and Anti-Age. We have very large accounts with all of them, and they work wonderful. And we just launched
Hmm.
our Spruce RX, our own Spruce RX back in November, which we are absolutely loving.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's what we do. And after that, we just maintain. And so, when you're in maintenance, every couple of months, you're still checking in because your skin's constantly adjusting and changing. And
Right.
so, I see it all the time. I've talked about this, and I know you guys have seen me talk with Marianne. Mary's been with me for 3 years. Angela's been with me for 3 years. Roxana's on here. She's been with me for 3 years. And so, like every time I see these guys, like at the beginning, their skin looked amazing, but then
Hmm.
every I see them on social media again, I'm like, damn, she looks good. Like, oh my God, like skin looks so good because it keeps getting better and better and better because your skin's getting healthier and healthier and
Right.
healthier and more resilient. And so we're continuously changing that. And if you're looking for that quick fix, I'm not your girl.
Right.
You're not going to find that girl. Just
Hmm.
telling you. If you're looking for, something that you just do and you're done with it, that's not going to happen. That's the ugly truth about aesthetics. No matter whether you're doing skincare or anything out there,
Right.
whether it's treatments or skincare, like no one's changing the fact that your cells are older, they're damaged, you have hormones, all those things. We're changing the behavior of the cells with the skincare protocols. And so
Hmm.
you stop doing that, it all comes back. And so that's the ugly
Right.
truth. And nobody wants to hear that. It's not what any of us want to hear, but it is the truth. But it is very maintainable, and we're here to like our platform that we've been working for years. Finally launched in late November, and yeah, the customer support is just, I think, amazing. I'm super proud of our
Yes.
customer support because you guys can just like chat anytime, and then we're able to answer really, really quickly. So we're literally
Hmm.
in your back pocket, and I think that's a big driving force behind what we do. So that's what we do,
Yeah.
and that's her. And this is Melissa's story, and it's
Yeah, I
Awesome. And thank you for
agree.
your service, by the way. I did not know
Oh,
you were in
you're
the military.
thank you. I appreciate that. It was a great ride. So I still work for the military. It's kind of hard to leave, you find that sense of family, but yeah, I
Right.
appreciate that and it was a
Yeah.
good ride. But I agree with you though. I mean, I think having the new portal and being able to ask questions, no matter how minute they are too. I mean, I went through this like little stint where just the corners of my mouth, where I probably was, well, obviously I was putting the product a little bit too close.
Mhm.
And I just couldn't get the corners of my mouth to heal. And I just kind of reached out, got my answer. And sometimes it's hard because you want to just send a text message to the text group or whatever, but that really is what that platform is there for. So you're being guided, by somebody professionally in case, it looks like it's maybe not a spruce micro thing. Maybe it's a something you need to go to your doctor and get checked for
Right.
or whatever it
Right.
is. But
Mhm.
it's really easy to use those the platform to ask questions. Even now with all of your guides on there and every product explains what it does, so if you want to introduce something optional, even though it's explained in our protocol, you can kind of read about it a little bit more. Sometimes there's those videos. I appreciate all the information that you kind of lack everywhere else, and
Mhm.
the consistency too. I think the consistency is very important because just like you said, sometimes you can go somewhere for a quick fix and they just kind of throw a bunch of things on you. And then when it stops working, you go back again and then they throw like something new or offer
Mhm.
something new. But there was nothing consistent that you're having a foundation that you were built
Mhm.
upon. So
Right.
to me, I think it's perfect because it's almost like little kids, you want consistency even though you
Mhm.
don't like it. And there's certain things you don't like about rules and regulations. But then
Yeah.
whenever you don't have it, you're kind of freaking out like, wait, I kind of liked what I was having before. Why
Right.
can't I just keep what I'm having and build on it? So
Mhm.
the program's great because I think that's what it really does
And I
well
think it's
too.
it's just easier, just like it's easier to get in shape if you have a personal coach, like your
Right.
personal trainer, like telling you what to do and making you like,
Mhm.
somebody's waiting for me to be at the gym. I can't just not show up, or what excuse am I going to come up with for me? You feel
Yes.
like if
Yes.
somebody's holding you accountable for it. So I think that's a big deal
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
I don't see any questions on here, and I'm
Okay.
trying to keep. We're at 15 minutes. I'm doing better and
15.
better. It's because I
Okay.
shut up. I
Right.
don't.
I'm a
And my
talker
beginning
too.
was like, I just talk and like, yeah, I don't shut up. I'm really,
Right.
really a shy person, but if I start talking about this, I just don't shut up.
Right.
But Instagram cuts off my video at 20 minutes.
Okay.
So we're going to have like 4 minutes and I don't see any questions. But if you
Okay.
guys have any questions, Melissa will be tagged in here also.
Hmm.
I mean, don't blow up her DMs. Her protocol is not going to be your protocol. Her cost
Yeah.
is not going to be your cost. Actually, I'm doing a live consult call on Thursday for new
Mhm.
patients this Thursday at 7:30. So if you want the link for that, I go over everything, what to expect, how our program
Mhm.
works. And then you're able to ask me. I normally have about 1,000 people on the call, but no one knows that you're on there.
Mhm.
And you can't see anybody else, they can't see you, so you get to listen into like how I do everything, and then at the end you can ask any questions you want, and then you can always text our text line as well too, if you're interested in joining. If you're a practitioner and you're on here, I always have other practitioners, other med spas that join in on my call. You're more than welcome to join in the call, but you're not going to learn my secret sauce.
Yeah.
So that would be a training that I do, and I haven't done one of those in a couple of years. I probably will do a couple of more. So the best way, if you want training from us, is to go in my link in bio and on Instagram, and I have a wait list. When I've previously done trainings, they have sold out the first day. So everybody that's on the wait list will be notified before I ever let the public know that we're doing another one. So possibly one in the fall, possibly. I'm not making any promises, but that's kind of where I'm maybe leaning on that. So, but you're more than welcome to join the consult call if you want, just to see. But yeah, you're not going to know my protocols just by doing that. So, and it's very, very customized, and my protocols are ever changing because I'm learning more and more every day. I'm working with patients around the world, and so many different conditions and so many different triggers and different reactions, and so I'm constantly learning and constantly making it better. My protocols this week are better than they were 2 months ago. So, and I think that it definitely shows in our results. So,
It
um,
does.
That is all that I have. And I
Yay.
think we're like 2 minutes. We did it. I did 20 minutes.
Yay.
Yay. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Melissa, so much for your time. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM. I can also give you the text line if you DM me as well. It's on our Instagram page as well. So have a good night,
Perfect.
y'all.
Thank you, everybody. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.